Head coach Paul Colontino with me, and the Colonials coming off a series of ties at Penn State to open the CHA portion of the 2017-2018 schedule. And watching those Penn State games this past weekend, and I'm sure I'm not only speaking for myself, but it feels like it felt like there wasn't as much room out there as maybe the team is used to. Did you guys kind of notice that as you look back?
Yeah, for sure. We said it before with the CHA. You got a lot of good coaches, a lot of good teams. It's traditionally defensively, it can be pretty tight. Very little real estate. Thought Penn State did a great job of, not say clogging up the neutral zone, but they had real good ice balance, and it made attacking the zones very, very tough. Our forwards worked extremely hard for all the chances that we got, but once we got in the zone, like you say, you've got a team like us that's very good defensively. Penn State, very good defensively. There wasn't a lot of free space, so you didn't have people walking out of the corners, 1-on-0 versus the goalie. There were layers there. So Penn State did a nice job for sure. The games were exceptionally exciting, just based on they were so close right to the end every single night. So it was good for us, obviously, to stay in it, get the comeback goals, those kind of things. But yeah, when you come off the road with 2 ties, you're happy definitely that you didn't lose. And 2 points is better than no points. I think we got a little bit hungrier, throughout this week, and it'll be exciting moving into this weekend.
And it was a chance for your defense and your featured goaltender, at least featured at this point, E.J. Milne-Price, to kind of flex their proverbial muscles. Kirsten Welsh, obviously, honored as Player of the Week. And the defense as a whole, they're looking like their old selves. They're very stubborn, only 5 goals allowed in that series, and E.J. played great.
Yeah, no, it is fantastic. We're getting great goaltending. Our defense is playing very, very tight, very disciplined. We're limiting our opponents' grade A opportunities. We're forcing some perimeter shots, and that's just the pride and the battle that our D have to keep those players to the outside and give opponents very little ground. So we're definitely happy with that. EJ did a nice job going back-to-back with her first 2 games back-to-back in her college career. So I was exciting to see, and we're happy for her there that she did so well.
And the goalie rotation was sort of a focus going into this season, with Jessica graduating and working in a few, some familiar, some not familiar faces. And it's just, EJ has come in and seemingly, in particular, EJ has just not missed a beat. Are even you sometimes surprised by what she's doing out there?
Hey, you'd like to say you're surprised, but at the same time you aren't. We watch our goalies pretty closely for their entire careers, and EJ's put a lot of extra time and work in. She had a great summer, just training on and off the ice, and she came into camp with some good confidence. Bales is doing great as well. She's had some awesome weeks, some awesome games already. She's had a few more games under her belt last year, and she continues to work hard. So with those 2 between the pipes, we just feel exceptionally confident that, given any situation, we'll be ready to go with solid goaltending. And again, as a coach, and I know these guys as a team and players, it doesn't matter who's between the pipes for them, because they know they're going to give us a chance to win the game. So it is great to see EJ doing well with the starts that she's got. I know Bales is working hard. She's going to be ready for her starts as well. So overall, we feel pretty solid between the net.
You're coming off 2 conference ties. You're looking for 2 conference wins at Lindenwood this weekend, hopefully. And before I get into Lindenwood, though, this is the last of the 5 consecutive road series to begin the season. Sort of an interesting start schedule-wise to the season. How do you feel about the way the team has handled that, looking back?
It's it's incredible. We talked to him a little bit today about it, and you don't want to acknowledge, like, hey, 5 weeks on the road, and when you throw 4 flights into the mix, from Minnesota, Bangor, Maine, back to Pittsburgh, back to Boston, bus trip, and now out to Missouri on another flight. You got to remember, these guys are student athletes, and they've got class schedules. They've got work that they're trying to keep up with, and we never want to use anything as an excuse for why we come up short of our goals or whatever it may be. And we certainly aren't going to use our last road trip as an excuse for this. But the way our players have handled the 5 weekends on the road with such maturity, such poise, They're handling little situations very, very well. They're balancing their school and their time when they're back. For the short time, like this week, we're 3 days at home and we're off again. They're just doing a real good job of keeping in mind what's important at this stage of the game. So we're excited to get on the road again, in all obviousness, to play Lindenwood. And what's exciting too is you're at the end of a very long road swing. So we're over the tough ground, we're over the hump, and now it's just coming down to one more practice and a couple sweet games in Lindenwood, and then the girls get a little bit of time at home. So I've never seen a schedule like that in my college career, in my coaching career, that is, and it's been tough. And you got to hand it to our players, because it takes a strong group to be able to do that. You just don't see it in college hockey, and these guys have handled it exceptionally.
Yeah, 5-1-2 in the month of October, and still nationally ranked in both major polls. Just a fabulous month for the program all around, and all things considered, as you said. And now, finally, getting down to business, what do you look for out of Lindenwood this weekend?
Hey, great team. They got, in their last game, I think they beat RIT maybe 6-0. They're putting up numbers in terms of goals. They've got some great goaltending. Like Penn State, they're very good defensively, play a tight checking game. So we're going to have to capitalize and be real thorough with the opportunities we get, because, like any game in the CHA, you don't know how many opportunities you're going to get. So we want to be ready. We want to be sharp. Look to score when we can. Special teams are important. You just want to make sure you're sharp in all areas of the game.
And the Colonials will try and be just that, taking on Lindenwood Friday, Saturday, 6-1 respectively. Head coach Paul Colontino, thank you, Coach.